Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Very happy and pleased to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you
for making us the honor to join. Let's start first with a short introduction about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing today.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Name is Naqib Muhammad. Originally from India. Currently based in Melbourne, Australia. That's where I live. That's where my family is. Been in Riyadh for almost 12 years in Saudi Arabia. First as an engineer, now as a businessman. So Alhamdulillah, all grace of Allah. Now a premium resident. So my association with Saudi Arabia is cemented now. So Alhamdulillah for all of that. So my journey into MRHB or into entrepreneurship actually started when I was working for STC. I was working for Huawei serving STC as a data analytics in the data analytics domain. That was when STC started the digital transformation project. And as a solution architect, my task was to look into the emerging technologies that are shaping up till 2030 and 2040 as well. So that was when I came across blockchain, AI, IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence as well. So this was around 2017, if I put it that way. And even though like I had, as part of my job, I was supposed to understand the basic concepts of all of the emerging technologies, but blockchain as a technology was something that caught my attention. To an extent that I gave all my time beyond my office hours, beyond my working hours in learning the technology, understanding more about it. I did certifications in all aspects of blockchain technology, in blockchain forensics, blockchain development, blockchain architecture. So, you know, all aspects of the technical side of blockchain. And, you know, the enterprise blockchain was something that was picking up at that time. I was keeping away from the finance aspects, especially, you know, cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, all of it, because number one, I was never interested in finance, and number two, I wasn't sure about the compliance aspect of it in terms of Sharia. So you know, I started developing in Corda, in Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Aries at that time. So that was enterprise blockchain, but now probably most of us will agree that enterprise blockchain is nothing but fluff, right? Public blockchain is what actually gives the unique capabilities that blockchain promises for. In 2020, the boom of DeFi started, and that was the time, you know, I had developed my profile, alhamdulillah, a lot in terms of, you know, in terms of doing some research. You know, I was very what do you say, lucky to have found a friend, Abdullah Al-Nahdi from Limartech, who gave me the opportunity to conduct these awareness sessions across Saudi Arabia. So we did sessions in Dammam, in Riyadh, in Jeddah. This was like in 2018-19 period. We were doing the sessions, awareness sessions of blockchain as a technology. Again, not on the financial side, not on, you know, what tokens to buy, which token is going up. So yeah, so it was all about blockchain. You know, I was my profile got noticed by so there was this program called Distinguished Global Innovation Program from the Australian government. I was selected as a blockchain talent and invited to migrate to Australia. So that was when also I founded MRHB, because when the DeFi boom happened in 2020, especially when Yearn Finance got listed by Coinbase, DeFi started shooting up. You know, everybody was talking about DeFi, everybody was talking about. So that was when I started looking at it from an education perspective, like what it is. And when I was researching more on the subject of decentralized finance, I understood that it might not be Sharia compliant, because there was so much of money to be made over there that I thought wouldn't be possible from traditional sources, from compliant sources. And that's how I started building up this think tank of researchers, technologists, Sharia scholars as well, who understood blockchain at that time. There are not much Sharia scholars even today who actually understand this technology, who understand the nuances of how protocols work, how yield farming works, how liquidity mining works. Not many scholars understand. That's why there is a blanket ban. No, stay away from it. It's still being studied. At least now scholars are openly saying that we are studying it. But a year back, it was like a blanket ban. No, stay away from it. So this is our community, mashallah. And that was the time when we decided to actually build something that addresses this problem. And it was a business opportunity as well.
Which year was that?
It was mid 2020.
So that's when you decided, now you were confident yourself that you need to launch a Web3 startup.
No, so we need to have a product, a platform that addresses this concern, just not for me, but for other people as well who have similar concerns.
But at that time, like as you said, like scholars were not still giving clear positions, statements, and so on this topic. Which personal and spiritual question you asked yourself? Which challenges you had to say, okay, I'm going for it, I'm starting it, and how was it like?
It was not a spiritual question, more of a very practical question. If I'm an engineer and if I can build it, okay, then it's more of a responsibility that I build it.
But then at the time where most of people are saying it's haram in our community, touching anything around crypto, blockchain, and so on, because knowledge was very few at that time. So did you have any challenge around you? Or?
No, look, I understood the blockchain from a technology perspective, right? I knew 100% that it's an amazing technology.
Okay.
And because, as I said, my introduction to blockchain was from a technical perspective, from a protocol perspective, not from a financial perspective. So I knew 100% the technology itself is amazing. So I refused to believe that it cannot address that it is not made for Muslims. I refuse to believe that.
Okay, so some personal conviction.
Yeah, 100%. If it does not, we can make it. So that was how everything started.
Okay, and then today, what is MRHB in few words? Like your startup, what you're doing, what you've achieved up to now. Like if you can explain it in a very simple word.
Okay, so in one statement, if I try to put it, what we are trying to do, MRHB is trying to be the gateway for the halal Web3 economy. Okay, what I mean by that, currently the Islamic economy is worth $9 trillion and growing, out of which $6 trillion is just Islamic finance. How much of Islamic finance is into Web3? Probably zero. Because whatever volume we are seeing in Islam within the Muslims, this is retail volume. Islamic finance as a business, it's still not part of the Web3 ecosystem. We are seeing, especially in the last year after the Trump administration came in, the ecosystem, the environment around crypto has become mainstream finance. Yes. But are Islamic finance businesses studying this technology, trying to adapt it? Not yet. So the penetration of Web3 into Islamic finance is still close to zero. Okay, so that's the opportunity that we are looking into, and that's where and that's why we are saying that we are trying to build a gateway for users to access this economy, because we believe that there will be a time when, just like Islamic finance has followed traditional finance until this time, somebody builds something, then Islamic banks, they build something which is Sharia compliant. Right? So we know for 100% there will be a time when there will be Islamic finance products that will be built on the blockchain. 100% that day is going to come. Probably now all of us can probably agree to this, that this is a reality very soon. But if I tell you this 5 years back, probably I would be the only one who would be discussing this. There were not many people who were actually believing this concept. So that's the vision that we see.
Okay, and so today your startup name is MRHB. You've been the founder and CEO of this startup. You created this main project called the Sahal Wallet. Can you explain in few words here to our audience what it does allow to do and which problem you're fixing for the Muslim community? Why today a Muslim user, a Muslim investor or holder of crypto or whatever would download the Sahal Wallet and use it and not any other wallet infrastructure? Okay,
so I look at it from my own journey. Okay, when I was starting my journey in the Web3 ecosystem, what were the major questions that I was asking to myself and trying to find out? Is this ecosystem compliant? Is the entire ecosystem compliant or some part of it? If yes, which one of them? How do I ensure some project is Sharia compliant and others are not? If it is, where do I buy them? So these are like the initial questions of every new crypto user, and that's why like 90% of our user base, they are first-time crypto users. Okay. So to address this problem, we created a wallet infrastructure, which is the front-facing application to access the Web3 ecosystem for anyone who starts their journey in the crypto world, which is to use a wallet. So we created Sahal wallet to address this. Then we understood by seeing the massive transactions and volumes happening by the wallets that were created in the ecosystem, that this is not a theory, but this is something that the community needs. Otherwise, why would somebody download Sahal wallet when there are very matured and good products already out in the market? Just the way brother mentioned Exodus, you're talking about MetaMask, Trust Wallet. These are like OGs. Why would somebody still use Sahal wallet? Probably because they're still sensitive to use something that they understand is compliant and trying to address this. So then we actually sharpened our vision further. Okay, let's not just build a wallet to hold, transact. This wallet should also be a one-stop solution for everything that's needed once you have digital assets. Okay, that's when we started building other products inside the wallet. For example, the MRHB store, we started to build a trading engine, Coinformance. We started to build an analytics tool called Halalytics. If you're traveling, how can you use your crypto in day-to-day lives without using the local currency? We build the build the eSIM store, we build the card store, gift card store as part of the MRHB store ecosystem. So there are. Then we also reached out to the bullion company in Western Australia, Ainsley Bullion, and we tokenized. We brought their tokenized gold and silver onto a platform, which allows users from any part of the world to invest and preserve some part of the wealth in tokenized gold and silver in as low as $10.
MashaAllah. Okay. So then, if I get it right, today the Sahal wallet with an application that will allow you to get into crypto, buy digital assets, stable coins, different cryptocurrencies and so on, hold them, invest and spend in many different ways.
Yes, 100%. So buy, transact, spend, invest. So these are the four. The intention is like once you have Sahal wallet, you don't need to jump into other platforms for your crypto day-to-day needs.
All right, okay.
So this is what we are building, and this is where we are continuously improving by bringing in more and more utilities into it.
Good, okay. Next question is, we hear today a lot of projects are Sharia compliant, a lot of projects are Sharia compliant, a lot of everything is halal, But how do you manage that concretely internally? What does it mean that the project is Sharia compliant? How do you deal on a daily basis with your Sharia board? How do you review those topics internally?
Okay, so look, it's being Sharia compliant is what we stand for.
Okay.
That's what our users want. That's what our user base needs, and so that's why we have a board, a Sharia board. And the way we develop products is top-down approach. So, for example, we come up with an idea. For example, we want to get into remittances, for example. Okay. So we will first reach out to a Sharia board saying that we want to build a product around remittances. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Please give us a framework. So a Sharia board actually gives us a framework on what would make a remittance product Sharia compliant. Mm-hmm. Based on this framework, we start researching from a technical aspect. Usually what happens is, in other industries, it happens the other way around. So the product is built, then it is present to the Sharia board for approval. And that time it becomes a problem sometimes, because if, for example, due to some reason, the product has to go through a massive change to address the Sharia concerns, then there are compromises that the Sharia board has to do with the product team, and this eventually dilutes. So that's why to address this, we said, no, we have to go from a top-down approach. So first, the Sharia board has to give us a framework, then we have to follow it. Okay. And once it is done, then we present. For example, when we actually got Amplify externally audited by SRB in Bahrain, yes. SRB is, mashallah, one of the most well-known Sharia boards in the Middle East. who have expertise in the fintech. They have worked on projects like Tezos, Algorand, Stellar. So we took almost 5 to 6 months in actually training them firsthand and explaining them how Amplify works. Okay. And then they audited it, and then it took almost, I guess, 8 to 10 months to finally get an approval.
Okay.
So this is how we usually proceed. But when you say that yes, there are projects developing, of course, I mean 100%. I mean the space is huge, and there are room for everybody, and that's why we created the MRHB App Store. So that, for example, if you're a new developer or a new team that's building in this space, you're more than welcome to deploy your app in our App Store so that you can get an access to our user base from day one.
Inshallah. Amazing. Can you share with us a story of a challenge you had with a scholar, or like how is it the interaction in daily basis?
Look, initially,
as a technical guy facing the Sharia compliance.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that I cannot say in the camera, but initially it was very difficult for us because we are all engineers in the team, and scholars, mashallah, are academic people. So there is always a difference of understanding and balance between both these teams. And probably this would be everywhere, when one set of people are dealing with other set of people. And so it took us time for both the teams to actually settle down and understand each other. But now I think that's why we built an internal Sharia board, so that they see us on a day-to-day basis on how we are working, what are the discussions we are having. So for example, we have our dev chat group. So their discussions on a particular product that's currently working is happening on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. There's a scholar who is seeing this on and off. He knows exactly, if they have given a framework for us to work, these are the things that's going on. So it becomes easier for them during the auditing process to actually refer back. Otherwise, they will entirely have to rely on us, right? Okay. Because no matter how good they would be understanding the technology, they literally cannot study smart contract and validate the codes, right? So there is some level of trust that has to be there. And that eventually comes when you work with them on a daily basis. It's ultimately on the niyyah, how much serious you actually are in ensuring that what you claim is actually being. So it's on niyyah, and there's Allah watching behind everything.
No, definitely, mashallah. Now in terms of, alhamdulillah, for the Sharia compliance, it's quite clear. In terms of security now, as a user that is going into the Sahal wallet, downloading the app, having a key, how can you guarantee that my assets, they are not owned by you guys, or if you guys go bankrupt or whatever is happening to you, what's happening to my assets?
Okay, so this is very easy. Look, we are a non-custodial app, so I'll give a very basic for the viewers to understand as well. So wallets are two types, basically two types, custodial and non-custodial wallets. And custodial wallets are, for examples like Binance Wallet, OKX Wallet, the traditional exchange wallets, which function as a crypto bank. So you open your account, not wallet, you open your account and you transfer crypto into that. The keys, or the, how do I explain keys simply?
The seed phrase.
The seed phrases, or the way to access the wallet, is actually stored by the company itself. For example, Binance actually has your seed phrases for your wallet, right?
So if I lose it, I can ask them to give it back.
Exactly. Or if you mismanage your funds, or somebody else gets into your wallet, just the way do it to your account. So today, if you get a message from your bank that your account was accessed yesterday, you can actually call up the bank to freeze your account right immediately. From a user experience point of view, this is amazing.
Okay.
This is very good, especially for beginners and all that. But is this why people are moving to crypto? People are moving to crypto for self-sovereignty, so that you can call your assets your own. Okay, so you have a bank, mashallah, you are a rich guy, you have millions in your account, and tomorrow your brother needs in France, right? For something, maybe he wants to buy a car. Yeah, you want to gift him. He's your younger brother. You want to gift him. Can you send the money all at once? Probably no. Probably no. You have to give a long list of explanations to the bank, proofs and all that to access your own money.
Yes.
But in crypto, you send Bitcoin or you send stable assets to him, gets settled in seconds.
Yes.
Right? So that's the difference. That's the advantage why people are moving from on-chain, from off-chain to on-chain. On-chain in the sense to blockchain-based finance, right? And we can talk more about it, sometime later about what this really means. But in short, your custodial wallets hold your funds and have the capability of accessing your funds. Non-custodial wallets such as Sahal wallet, you are responsible for your funds, you are responsible for the phrases. So you have your wallet on your phone, your seed phrases are protected by you. So you lose in access to the phone. If your seed phrases are not backed up, you haven't stored it somewhere else, you can never access your wallet again. Okay. And neither can you ask us to help you. Not that we have a customer care number, you say me, I have funds in this, I have lost access, please help me access. We cannot do it, and nobody can do it. It's not us.
Okay.
Or due to any reason, for example, Sahal wallet is not working, or for some reason we shut down the company as well. Does this mean you will lose access to your funds? No.
How do
All you do that is you have your seed phrases. You download another wallet, you import your seed phrases, your funds are there with you.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have to actually make sure that the seed phrases are protected.
So you mean that the same seed phrase, like the same wallet, I can open it on Sahel wallet and on MetaMask, for example?
Yes.
And it's the same font, the same.
Yes.
So it's just like a reading software, basically, if I can say it that way.
Yeah, look, funds always sit on the blockchain. It's not on the phone, right? Assets are always on the blockchain.
Okay.
In cryptography, there is public key, private key. So this is a bit technical, but I must explain. So there is...
Stay simple for us.
So in cryptography, so the concept of cryptography is public key, private key. In short, in day-to-day life, if you understand, it's a lock with a key, right? So a lock can only open with its own key. Okay. Then why I don't mention about the traditional world, because you can have a duplicate key as well for the locks. But in terms of cryptography, only the key for the public address is the one that has an access to it. So the 16-digit number or something is your wallet address, and the key is your seed phrases, which is a mask of the private keys. So ultimately it's a private key behind, which is explained in a more readable form as the seed phrases, sometimes 24, sometimes 12. They are coming with more advancements on that. So this is how it is. But if it is with you, then no one can access it. If, for example, if you have heard from someone that my wallet was compromised, it was hacked, they never got hacked. It was more of a social engineering. Somebody found out or got an access to the seed phrases.
To the seed phrase. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's clear. I understand. Can you tell us today what is MRHB in terms of users, in terms of growth, in terms of maybe revenue? Like, where are you? What's the phase of your startup today?
Okay, so we are in a growth phase at the moment.
Okay.
We have a user base of close to 230,000 users, mashallah, across the world. Majority of the user base come from the European diaspora and the South Asian area. We haven't yet started our strategies in the Middle Eastern countries or anywhere else. Although, because of the nature of a wallet, which is non-custodial, anybody in the entire world can download it, can access it, can use it. So that's a user base. And mashallah, until now, since we started our journey, our community has done close to $12 billion of volume in stable coins through the wallets that they have registered, which is more than, I guess, 1.05, more than a million wallets have been registered, created or imported into the Sahal wallet ecosystem. So that's the work we have done so far. We are proud of it, but this is nothing compared to what the giants in this ecosystem achieved. So yes, there is a lot of scope to grow, and that's probably the biggest opportunity that others have who are investing into us are looking into it, because we are at the beginning of that hockey stick and it's just growing. As more and more ecosystem matures, more and more people start looking into it, we'll have, the growth happens by default. And to complement that, of course, we are improving our ecosystem. We are coming up with much more optimized user interfaces, much more products. So we are continuously working on that. It's not that like we stopped our development and we are just waiting for the magic to happen. No. So we are continuously working, taking in feedback on every single day, improving our UI, UX, building up new products, partnering with new startups who are working in the same ecosystem, so that we don't want to compete with anyone. And we have, alhamdulillah, we have never competed with anyone as well. We want to collaborate. So that is probably one of the biggest reasons why we created the App Store.
Yeah.
So that,
a launchpad.
Yeah, exactly. Not launchpad, I won't call it launchpad, but a gateway or maybe a hub for all of us to come together in one place and to access and share each other's user base.
Okay, well, that was my next question. Do you have any competitors in the space that are doing something very similar to what you're doing in the Sharia compliant ecosystem?
We are a super app. Okay. So we are aggregating a lot of concepts into one. So as a super app concept, we don't have a competitor. Okay. And I think I already mentioned in 30 seconds back that we don't have competitors and we don't want to compete. Because look, the Muslim diaspora is massive, alhamdulillah, okay, undoubtedly. The builders are very few, yes. Okay? If these few builders start competing with each other, then the ecosystem gets spoiled. Who gets compromised? The users.
Definitely.
Okay, they are the ones who get confused. They are the ones who shuttle between this competition. So who are we building for? For the community. If the founders and the startups fight within each other, then if we just harm ourselves. So the best is to find out avenues to collaborate and grow together, rather than compete.
Definitely. Oh, mashallah, that's very nice mindset. How do you see MRHB in the next 3 to 5 years, inshallah? What are your projects? What's coming down the line? Your dreams?
Dreams. Oh man.
Start with the actual roadmap first.
Yeah. Okay. So look, practically, we want to focus on two major areas for the next few years. One is stablecoin remittances, and the second is real world assets. So we are into two very big discussions lately, which obviously I cannot mention it at the moment. Since the last 2 to 3 months, we are working on two very big deals in both of these areas, the stablecoin remittances and tokenization, RWA. So this will probably be the reason of our hockey stick growth, inshallah, in the coming few years. And that's where probably the ecosystem is growing as well, because everything is being tokenized. So except human being, you can tokenize everything. It's a regulated space. Our retail ecosystem will have its own stage of growth, and mashallah, we'll expand our team to bring in a CEO who will focus more on the growth of the retail ecosystem, and we will start focusing more on the on the institutional side of MRHB. So that will be our focus, if I put it in one statement.
Amazing, inshallah. Before giving inshallah questions to the audience, I will have a last question for you. Can you share with us what have been the main challenges for you as a founder, especially moving for an engineer in alhamdulillah, a very good company, STC, in Saudi Arabia, into founder of this startup in a very new ecosystem, not mature at all at that time? And also, if you had at some point to take very difficult decisions between holding into your values and your niyyah and your dream for this project and the different opportunities you get as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, look, being a founder is very, very interesting and very, very happening, but it's extremely it burns you as well. So it's not once, it's many, and probably every founder in this space has gone through it. I don't want to go into much details. Okay. We'll be talking for hours if I do that. But yes, you have to take decisions. Founders, I believe, are become founders because they are resilient. They have a strong, they have a skill set of perseverance. I don't know if I'm there yet. I'm learning, and I think I'll be better if I keep my journey of learning always, because there is so much to learn, so much to grow, and I want to be where MRHB is seen as a standard, as a benchmark for halal Web3, Sharia compliant Web3. It was a moment of pride for us when Bybit created their Islamic account last year. They made a research video explaining what Sharia compliant finance is. They started the video by talking about us. So it was a very, very proud moment for us, that somebody else found us through the research, and they actually made us as a benchmark, explaining that we were the pioneers of Islamic finance on the blockchain. So yes, but we have to continue doing that, because the world is vast. There are, mashallah, amazing builders, amazing concepts, but as a founder, to succeed, we can never succeed without the right backing and without the right mentorship. So that's where the right investors mean a lot. Investors are not somebody who are loaded with cash, but investors are somebody who have a strategic vision in the places where they're investing. Sure. So we are blessed to have good investors backing us, mentoring us. I would take the opportunity to thank Orbit, who is doing an amazing job to mentor us and to guide us with all the difficult decisions that we have to take. So
amazing. Thank you very much for answering all those questions. Again, it's an amazing pleasure, great honor for us to meet entrepreneurs like you, sharing their experience and what they've been doing until now.
Thank you.
Inshallah, now we'll let the audience, if they have any question, they would like to know more about any specific point. تفضلوا. تفضل عمر.
I have personally three small questions. First of all, regarding the development of the platform itself. I can see directly we cannot buy cryptocurrency. You have to send from other platforms directly to the wallet, correct? Or you can buy directly through your bank account to buy cryptocurrencies.
You can buy directly from the cards, but inside Saudi Arabia, I think you can't, because the banking system in Saudi Arabia does not yet allow direct purchases, direct access to any place like that.
So
yeah.
obviously, the platform outside Saudi Arabia, you can withdraw and get it.
Yes. Yeah. So users across different jurisdictions have been using it. Yeah.
My second small question, are you thinking to develop also the browser part of the platform, where you can connect your wallet vice versa?
Yeah. So that's part of our roadmap, and if you go to the website, it's already mentioned coming soon. We will eventually develop it. I am personally not in favor of a browser, personally, not as a company, personally. Why? Because that opens up our users to a lot of risks. Browser-based wallets are not safe. I personally would never use a browser-based wallet. I have never used it. A lot of my friends have been phished. Yeah. And especially in this age where you have agentic browsers like Comet and all, there are certain pages you will visit where instructions are written in white font. You won't be able to read it. But the agentic browser, because it's an agentic browser, it will process it. It will pull out everything. It will juice out everything from your system. So I am personally careful about that. But if this is what our users want, we'll have to do that with the right, disclaimers.
Yeah. It goes hand in hand with the,
of course. Yeah.
And all this.
Yeah.
And my last small question, how you will deal with the taxation? For example, for instance, as you mentioned, the fast fund sending, for example, from Australia to France. We're all aware how France is tracking now more and more of the cryptocurrencies and transfers. How would you, for example, for instance, other platforms, you can directly, what do you say, like send your taxation deduction and everything. Will it be in the future?
Yes. So that will be part of the new product that we launched this week, Halalytics. So Halalytics will also have the tax calculation parameter. So in Australia, we have a very matured system to calculate taxes from exchanges, from wallets. We will first test out for our users in Australia, and then we'll roll out to other countries.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair. So we currently have the calculator only for your zakat at the moment. So zakat on cryptocurrencies especially. We have integrated directly to National Zakat Foundation, so you can actually disburse your zakat in Bitcoin and stable coins to National Zakat Foundation. So it's not for your fiat taxes, but just for your crypto taxes at the moment. Yeah, your tax to Allah.
Any other question?
Just you share with us your journey since you moved over here.
Yeah.
So what was the intention of moving? Is it using the ecosystem here, the entrepreneurship ecosystem, or is it a go? You have a go-to strategy for the Saudi market? What's the intention?
Okay, so season 1 was my movement to Saudi Arabia as an engineer, where I came as an engineer. I worked for Ericsson and then Huawei, serving STC. And then my second season is moving here as an entrepreneur. Okay, so why we expanded MRHB to Saudi Arabia in 2023 was because I knew that eventually the regulations will be easy in Saudi Arabia, eventually. And when it happens, it will happen overnight. It's not going to happen over a long time. I mean, we all know how things work here, right? They studied for a very long time and then overnight they approve it. It's not this, it's going to be approved. So we want to be having a very strong base in Saudi Arabia when this actually happens. So that's why we set up in 2023. We have been meeting stakeholders. We have been having meetings with stakeholders in SAMA, in CMA, trying to understand the ecosystem, trying to help if they need anything, and at the same time having meetings with different financial institutions in Saudi Arabia. We have been having this continuously over the last 2 years, so that they know that we are here. It's not that we want some kind of MOU from them, some kind of project from them. They must know that we are here and we are doing things in the space. So when actually it becomes favorable, we can reach out and we would be a preferred partner. Why not?
So have you thought about applying in a sandbox?
No, for the sandbox, again, we'll have an offline conversation. We have discussed this with Sama directly. We'll discuss about that. That is part of our thing, but we want to go into the regulated space first because we are in the non-custodial ecosystem, right? So non-custodial is unregulated. So first we want to get into the regulated space by coming up with RWA products. Then we apply for a fintech license in SAMA, fintech based on the blockchain. So that's how our journey would be eventually. I think you know.
What's your vision?
My vision to I think I mentioned that. So my vision and the company's vision is probably the same. We want to be the gateway to access Web3 in the most easiest and best way possible. So that's why we named our wallet as Sahal. Sahal in Arabic means easy, so easy wallet. So that has always been our motto. And the first version of our website, when we launched, it was a green website. It looked like a high school project. But the message on our website was that Marhaba is not only for Muslims, but also for Muslims. So, which means that we wanted to create an avenue that is of value to everyone who comes to a platform. I mean, you don't have to be a Muslim or, you don't have to read the Shahada if you have to access the Sahal wallet. There should be products which is usable and profitable. You don't have to forcefully use it, just because it's Sharia compliant. And even it is not good, I have to use it because there are Muslims building. No, it has to be really good. It has to be better than everything else in the market.
No questions?
Ryan?
Okay, maybe one question. If you could let us know, if you can tell us more about the future, investment solutions that will be available through the Sahel wallet for, let's say, the community that would be.
Yeah, so we are moving into the tokenization space. So that would be one area where retail as well as institutions would have access, because a very big portion of our user base is looking for passive investment mechanisms where for they can invest on a monthly basis, small tickets, $100, $500, whatever an individual can save as an extra. I mean, you don't have to have a 25,000 entry barrier, So, and then you can have stable, low risk returns. Maximum 90% of our user base are first time users. They don't want risky solutions. They are not looking for astronomical gains. They're looking for low gains but stable gains, low risk gains. So that we are working on that. We had suspended Amplify. It's still on a suspended basis because our users were not able to understand slippage. People did not understand slippage. They were thinking that they're losing money on Sahel wallet. So it was becoming very difficult for us to explain traditional DeFi concepts to our user base. So that was one of the major reasons why we had to discontinue Amplify. And that's why we are working on stable returns on RWA. Because no matter the market is going up, down, traditional finance works as it has always worked, right? So how can you actually bridge these two worlds? That's the area we are working on.
Jazakallah khairan. Inshallah, so to conclude, Naqib, on this podcast, today we have here some investors, as well some founders in the ecosystem. What will be your advice, final word, to a Muslim entrepreneur that would like to launch a project in the Web3, and also to any investor in the same field?
Okay. Look, as an advice, I'm not qualified to give any advice. I'm a learner myself. I'm learning. So if anybody...
Share your experience.
If anybody of you are founders, please give some time to me so that I can learn from you guys. And if you are investors, please invest in us. I think we are a good team. We are a good product. I'm a committed founder. This is what I can pitch about myself. Inshallah, I'll make sure that if you're putting in your money, you would make money from us, inshallah.
That's for you.
I can be as transparent and direct if I put it that way.
No, sure. But you've seen like a lot of projects in this ecosystem. Like what for you is making a project like interesting to invest in for investors that we have here? What are main criteria? Because in this ecosystem we see a lot of projects,
Well, yes. Look, everybody is trying to do business. So I have nothing to say about who is doing what. But we are definitely trying to do a lot. We have been doing it. Our resilience is and our continuity is a proof of what we are doing. We survived the crypto winter. We survived the bear market. We are not doing great, but we are still there. We are still in the game, and we are developing every single day. We are improving. We are growing, and that probably, in my opinion, makes a project investable. We are continuously adding users. We are continuously adding new products. If the right backing comes in, we will shoot up. So it all depends, as I said, of no matter how amazing product we build, if we do not have the right backing, we can never scale. And it's probably many of your founders here, you would know. You can build the best solutions out there. There are so many amazing solutions who have been built and they have died off. People don't even know about them. But the solutions who have had the right backing from the investors, and that's what investors pride about themselves as well. For example, they invested in something that became a unicorn. The happiest, for sure, the founder made money, but the investor is probably the happiest because it was his backing, his effort that took a project, because all those founders were someday in this stage that I am.
Definitely. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you very much for sharing all this experience. Thank you everyone for attending, and we'll see you soon, inshallah. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.